This is the Negro Ninja, and I'm going to add more to the last video where I was quoting a bitch that said she would give a nigga the pussy before she gives a nigga her heart. Because that's where the real pot of gold lies. Okay. Now, it's funny because this is a rich bitch that says this. She claims to be a self-made millionaire. Okay. And, she basically says she started up by getting the money off of this, and then she put it there, here, and there. But you already know that Hoes is only telling a piece of the story, okay? Because women can't do shit alone. There's always a nigga behind the scenes, okay? Always a nigga behind the scenes. Oh, yeah, they taking credit because they pulling the strings. Nigga do this, nigga do that. And once again, I had to learn this the hard way. When I used to flirt with bitches at the Chinatown, okay? Very nice bitches. Now, when things started, escalating, that's when I discovered that she didn't run the shop by herself. Okay. Like I say, it's funny how the dude always come out at the right moment. Every time, you think of something going on and just a dude come out of nowhere. Back in the day, I used to just see women just kiss the dude and stuff. I'm like, damn, he been there the whole time. Okay. And it's, really the nigga that run the shit. Okay. All right. And one of those women even took me out to eat. I know y'all remember that. Okay. She took me out to eat. Now, this chick was so adamant to take me out to eat that there was no excuses. I'm like, but you working right now. She said, oh, don't worry about it. She got somebody to close the shop for her. Okay. Matter of fact, she got a dude to do it. That's what make it funny. Okay. And when things, I used to shop there a lot, so they saw me quite a bit. And then, she'll make small talk and all this type of stuff. And then I eventually see a dude do the hardest work, which was her inventory. Because remember, this is a privately owned business. So it ain't like she just got a whole group of workers doing it. So she do it. That's a shop she do herself. She got this nigga coming from another state to do her inventory. That's a pimp. Got that nigga. Yeah, I'm finna take this little nigga out to eat. Close this for me. Okay. Okay. And once again, we're eating and all this type of stuff. And I'm trying to escalate it because this lady got some nice boobs. Now, she was considerably older than me, really old enough to be my grandmama. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, that was a granny meal. For everybody on this will lay their dick on her forehead. Don't even play. Do not play. Okay. Because she looked very young. Okay, she didn't look like she was in her 70s. Okay. She just looked like she like middle age or something. Very nice titties. Her legs was nice. Very well kept lady. Okay. And we was just talking or whatever. And, she basically saying she played the piano. And I'm like, I want to hear you play the piano. And she's, women know what time it is. Like, why would you say that and then, try to finesse me like that? And then, basically, after all that happened, she was like, no, I can't do it. I'm like, why don't you tell me that? Okay. And, she eventually texts me later on saying, you should find you a nice young girl to marry. I'm like, bitch, who said something about marrying? I'm trying to lay my dick on your forehead. You see how that is? You should be talking to hoes. Like, first, that's how you know hoes get feelings. Okay, because I ain't said shit about marrying this bitch or getting into a relationship. I'm like, I'm trying to lay my dick in between them titties. Okay, you know what time it is. I already told you in the text message. Okay. So, just crazy. Okay. And then I text her, a couple of years later or something. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on or whatever. And she remembered who I was or whatever. Then she was like, you should forget about me because I've been in a relationship for 11 years. I said, hold up. So you was in a relationship even then? She said, yeah. And then she actually showed me the picture of the white guy she was with. I was like, ain't that's some crazy shit. Okay, so you don't want to give a black man a pot of gold, but you're going to give it to this white nigga. Okay, and he had the dad body. He wasn't in shape or nothing like that, And she was basically saying that young men take her money anyway, so he's probably about a good 45 or something. He looked like. And I was like, bitch, you ain't got to buy me nothing. Okay, you just got to give me some pussy anytime I ask for it. I'm a simple man. Okay, just don't let my nuts get too full. You got to, empty the nuts when it's time. I'm simple. Okay, that's all I wanted. Okay. But apparently she want a nigga to take her money. Okay. Why can't I be that type of nigga? Why I gotta be righteous, damn it? Shit. But I love being righteous. Okay. But anyway, that's how that was. But all that time she was with a nigga. You see how hoes do you? Okay. Now once again, if I was a nigga that she didn't give a fuck about, then she just would have had two niggas. Okay. It's crazy out here, man. Okay. It's crazy out here. All right. Hoes want a hoe. Okay. But these hoes ain't scared of catching shit. Okay. Bitches ain't scared of catching STDs. These hoes scared to catch feelings. Hoe go to the doctor. You got herpes. Oh, okay. I learned to live with it. You got AIDS. Okay. That's just another lifestyle. I'm just going to have, they'll say that they'll learn to live with it. Okay. You're in love. Can you check again? You're in love. Okay. You have an aching, breaking heart. Oh my That bitch wouldn't know what to do with herself. Okay. They do not know what to do with themselves. Okay. Those bitches are scared to catch love. They don't give a fuck if they get AIDS, and I got proof. Okay. Because I got this Reddit story I'm about to tell y'all. Now, the bitch didn't catch AIDS, but she was just as reckless because of what she just did. Okay. This is a story of a bitch that gave her boss a blowjob right after he hired her. Okay, let's listen to the story.
MF, I gave my boss a blowjob right after he hired me. Quarantine has me bored and crazy like so many others, so I figured I'd expose myself and just how messed up big corporate jobs can be. I'll be keeping names out this for obvious reasons. If this goes well, I have more stories to tell. I had just finished up my internship at this company and I had to be interviewed by my boss's boss to see if I could get a full-time position. Being 21, I'm now 26, and fresh out of college I was obviously extremely nervous and felt a lot of anxiety. I had never formally met my boss's boss up until that point, but have seen him around a few times. He's in his mid-40s, married, and tall with a bit of a dad bod. The day of my interview I was wearing a pencil skirt that was very tight around my hips and butt and got...
Now look at how she described him, okay? And that really sounds like the dude that I just described that older lady had that was white. Okay, mid-40s, married, tall with a dad bod. First of all, this nigga's married, by the way. Okay. All right, and then she's wearing a pencil skirt. Basically wearing something provocative to work. Okay, is what she just said.
Bit looser as it got lower with a black sleeveless top that covered most of my boobs. I'm a 34D which tend to look big on my frame. When I walked into his office I was extremely nervous. We introduced ourselves and got right down to business. A few minutes into the interview I noticed while I was talking his eyes would just drop straight to my chest and he would stare right at my chest. He couldn't make it any more obvious.
I'm telling you, hoes love the looking game. Okay, they love it. Especially when you're hot though, but like I said, when you're hot, you got to be careful. Okay, because bitches feel things for hot men, that's a fact. Okay.
After a few more minutes of me talking and interrupted me abruptly stood up and said, I've seen enough to know I'd love to have you a part of the staff. You're hired. The wording was a bit weird but it made sense because it felt like he was ignoring what I had to say during the interview and just staring at my boots. I was super excited though. I just landed my first full-time job. I jumped up and gave him a hug out of excitement.
So this bitch is already fresh, okay? Because who the fuck gives a hug after a job interview? Everybody shook my hand, even if it's bitches that like if a woman was interviewing me and I was doing the sexual attention stuff, she still don't give me a hug half the time, She just walk in front of me so I can look at her ass and stuff. But this chick know what the fuck she doing, bro. Okay. They know what the fuck they doing. Half the time, bitches be acting kind of scared to touch niggas and shit, though. But she know what she was doing.
After he started talking to me again and he was just looking up and down my body, blatantly checking me out, and then said, I'm really gonna love having you around here. And there are definitely some things you can do for me to help yourself out here. It was very obvious what type of thing he was referring to, but I didn't know how far or how quick he would go.
Now you just heard her say this. She get it. She know what the fuck she doing. Okay. And then doing the sexual intention stuff, hoes know, like I said, you do not have to really say nothing. They just know. Okay. Because if sex was to just break out of something, she'll get into the position that you want her in. I promise you. Okay. And before I get into that rant, let's listen to the rest of it.
I kind of flirtatiously answered back, what kind of things can I do for you? Without hesitating, he said, well, you can start by taking your top off and sucking my dick. It's...
Okay, now that's one of the main reasons why they like really fucking with married men. Okay. Because they know he can't get attacked. Like he got too much of a commitment with his wife. Now, there are situations that happen to where she end up loving the dude and, you know, all this type of stuff. But remember, she not scared of anything. Okay, because he got a wife and all this type of stuff. So that's keeping her at bay. But if she knew she would get attached, chances of that happening is very slim, I promise you. Okay. Okay, it's all about catching hoes off guard, you know. That's the true reason why niggas be oblivious. It don't really necessarily be because niggas don't really understand. Like, the hoe just come at you in a way the way you don't get it. They like to prey on niggas and shit. And that just be their fault, okay, because they awkward.
Your choice, though. I was pretty shocked how quickly this was moving, and I definitely lost control.
Definitely lost control. I'm telling you, why would she say that? Lost control. I'm telling you, these hoes be trying to pull strings, bruh.
He did exactly what he wanted and took my top off for him. He started to play and suck on my tits while I was sitting on his desk. We eventually started to make out and he was a very good kisser. Then he backed off and started to take off his belt. I helped him take off his pants, and when he pulled his underwear down, I saw easily the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life at that point. I was in awe with how impressive it was. He sat back in his desk chair and I dropped to my knees and went to town on his cock. It definitely took me a while to get a good rhythm going due to his size, but I absolutely loved the challenge. Another 15 minutes went by and my jaw was absolutely killing me, but I didn't stop. I was determined to get him to nut. Shortly after, he stood up quickly out of his chair, pulling his dick out of my mouth in the process, and sprayed my face with a huge load of cum. Some even got on his desk. He threw me a rag and told me to wipe myself up.
Who threw that bitch a rag? You wipe yourself up, whore.
Not be late tomorrow, and that I'd be getting a raise, and that's all what was said after.
A raise? Damn.
Was able to clean my face up enough to walk out and sneak into the bathroom without it being painfully obvious I was just sprayed with cum. I actually have a picture of me in the outfit I wore that day. I cropped my face out for obvious reasons. https://imgur.com/a/4hekw4l. This is my first time doing something like this. Feedback and DMs are welcome, and like I said, I'd definitely write more about my experiences if there is enough demand for it.
I want to hear the rest of that shit, but here's how this lady look. This is how she look. Okay, she bad. Okay, she look way too good to be fucking with somebody with a dad bod. But once again, that's where hoes get off at, you know. They have to feel superior to, you know, like they just know. They got to have the upper hand. That's how a woman know that she will not get attached and all this type of stuff too. Okay. But once again, this also proven behind every successful woman. Okay. There's a line of dick. It's never just one. Okay. Never just one. All right. Because one dude don't have all the connections. Okay. Shit. When you talking to a bitch, you not even the only nigga. Okay, so that should just tell you right there. Everybody know that shit. Okay. But just look at this bitch again. Then look at how she dressed. This is a job interview suit that she came in on. She know what the hell she doing. Okay. And I can't remember if I said this in this draft, but this reminds me of another story I heard. You know, this woman said that when she went to discuss her grades with her professor, that she dushed and shaved before going to meet them. These hoes know what they be doing, bro. Okay, that's why I lost control. Okay, okay. Would she have been as quick to do it if he was just not married and single and all this type of stuff? Okay, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I need to figure out who this bitch is and add her on Instagram or something. Okay, but this shit here crazy. All right, and once again, they ain't scared to catch a STD. They just scared to catch feelings. Okay, because she didn't even put a condom on this nigga. She just did it, you know. And like I said, hoes be trying to give niggas the illusion that they gotta work for the pussy and you gotta know what to say and this, that, and this. I'm telling you. Okay. And, you know, going along with the story, that was a whole porno situation, like the sexual tension. That's why niggas be on you know, like if a dude is handsome and there's magnetism between him and these hoes, that's why they be on you like white on rice. That's one of the main reasons why white men be so insecure, because they know what would happen if nobody was around the cop block and if stupid shit wasn't really working against you, you know. They know what time it is. That's why people be trying to, you know, they try so hard, okay? People do what they can to make a nigga not succeed. I remember I also heard a story, you know, of cop blockers and, you know, people real it's like a system, like it's a demonic system. Because in this story that I heard, you know, the chick wanted her friend to do it. Like I said, hoes know they, you know, they can be taken by dudes. They really want to be in control so bad to where they have niggas to cop block for them. Okay. So her friend was a dude. Okay. And apparently the dude was talking to her. He didn't really seem to be a dickhead or nothing. He was just talking. She couldn't really find a way out because she seemed to be, you know, engaged or whatever. So her friend just basically came up there and kissed the dude on the mouth. Okay, now she emphasized that her friend wasn't gay. She claimed that he was straight. He was drunk, by the way. But she said, no, he was straight. My heterosexual friend kissed him on the mouth. And I was like, he should have got his ass beat for that, you know. But the dude just basically just ran off because he didn't want no more of that shit. He was like, you know what, fuck this, it's too weird. Okay, nigga went out of his way to cop block to where he just did something gay to do it. Okay, because he couldn't think, because for him to do that, that pretty much means that the dude wasn't really doing nothing wrong. You know, like the dude that was trying to get the girl's number or talk to her or something. He wasn't doing nothing wrong, so he probably couldn't say fuck off or nothing. So he just did something gay to scare that dude off like that. It's real out here, man. I'm telling you. But I like this story because, you know, this pretty much telling you what would happen if there was no cop blockers around and all this type of stuff. Then he had the positioning. Okay, so he was able to get her alone because he's the boss. They just in the office by themselves. Okay, but he still took a risk. It's always a risk when you're dealing with these bitches. Okay, because she could easily have a lawsuit. She got the DNA to prove it. You know, they can just swipe her mouth. She can just say that she was scared and forced to do it, and she just needed a job. Like they can, like women can just take dudes down anytime they feel like it in situations like this. That's one of the main reasons why people say that they make sure they're never alone in a room with these hoes. I even heard college professors say they make sure they put themselves in a position where they're never alone in a room with a hoe because of stuff like that. All right, and that also answers the question again, because I think a lot of people still got this question: why are women attracted to married men? Once again, it's an outlet for them to be a hoe because they know the dude can't be attached. Okay. All right. You know, rebellion. You know, they getting over somebody. All right. And then going back to the saying that this chick said at the beginning. She said she would give a nigga the pussy quicker than she would give him her heart. All right. Because that's what a real pot of gold is. Once again, this chick was looking at that as a business transaction too. Well, it's just pussy. Okay. And for pussy, I got a raise. I'm telling you, that's how they think. Okay. That's how they think. And this is one of the main reasons why I do not particularly care for ambitious women, because the ambitious woman is always a hoe. That's a guarantee. Okay. An ambitious woman is always a hoe, guaranteed. Okay. The only goals that I prefer for my women to have is to be a perfect wife for me, to keep herself up, take care of my damn kids. Okay. Actually have my back and all this type of stuff. Look out for me. That's what I want. They need to be ambitious in that field. I don't give a fuck about your career, your education. I don't give a fuck. It ain't benefiting me. Okay. Because the ambitious woman only benefits other niggas that have what she want. And that's just pretty much it. Okay. And that's all I got to say for this rant. And this has been the Negro Ninja. Hold up. You know what? I forgot to say this right here. I forgot to say this. Now let's look up this woman again. Okay. I can't remember if I said this in this draft. So here we go. Hold up. I got to find it again. Would you think this woman is single if I didn't say it already? Okay, she never said what she was, but you know this bitch ain't single. Let's keep it real. Okay, you see a good looking woman, you know there's a dude around. They just can't function without a nigga. It's just not gonna happen. Okay. And then she was 20 something too. That's just what they do. Okay. Okay, pussy is an expression to these hoes. Okay. And that's just something that's just a tough pill to swallow with that one. Okay, she could have had a fiance and everything, and she still did that shit. You know, she was just in the moment. I lost control. Okay, another thing I want to touch on about this topic, okay, is when she was talking about how she found this nigga's size a challenge. Okay, she said she was impressed with the size of his dick, and you know, she said it was hard for her to get a rhythm going, but she got one going or whatever. But she was determined. Like I said, if this was another situation, okay, to where this nigga was not a boss or whatever, if there was nothing to gain from it, okay, she would not have done that. You know, what a woman would do is just tell you to calm. Okay, you know, if she down there too long, she'll just say calm. But since that's her boss, okay, she just decided to stick it out. She would have stayed down there for 1 hour if necessary because she wanted, you know, she wanted whatever. She know what was going on. She knows she's gonna get a raise. But it just goes to show you how these hoes are, and you know, and how they be cheating niggas out of stuff. Okay,